Hi, I'm Christy. Today I want to wrap up this transition series and start out by saying, phew, we've made it. It's been a lot of hard work and it's taken a lot of time. But I hope that a lot of the fear and overwhelm is now gone, or at least significantly lessened, and that now you have a game plan in place to get these transitions and these services for your loved one. So as I look back over the almost 4 months that we've been tackling this project, I find that we've done things like we had an introduction post, kind of giving you an idea of what was to come. I did one on organization and how to keep all of your information in one place so that you can find it as you need it. Then we started tackling the different topics. State ID cards, bank accounts, doctors. Do you want your loved one to stay in school or start working once they graduate from high school? The organization that helps find jobs in our area. We talked about Medicaid and food stamps. Did 2 different posts on living arrangements. Another organization that helps with all kinds of things, work and living situations, and it's called the Gatekeeper organization in our area. We tackled voting and estate planning, guardianship, and even SSI. It still boggles my mind with all the different things that are included in this process. But I'm really happy to say that the process has been significantly simpler than I anticipated. And a lot of it was actually even pretty easy. Now, in my mind beforehand, it didn't seem so easy or so simple. But when I actually started going through it and making the different appointments and filling out the different applications, I found that it was actually not that bad. Now, filling out the same information over and over and over for each of the different applications was tedious, but it wasn't hard. We did come up against a couple hiccups along the way, but that's just part of life. The biggest thing is knowing that AJ is now provided for if anything should happen to me or my husband. I also like that I have a new sense of peace and reassurance, knowing that these pieces are completed and again, that AJ is protected and taken care of. Well, we have a couple more to finish, but we're almost there, and I have a game plan for the rest. So as I've been talking to caregivers, I found that a lot of them have completed some of these steps. But I've also found that when I start listing all these different things that I've covered in this series, there's almost always at least one, and usually several, that they've missed somewhere along the way. Ooh, I never thought about that one. Ooh, yeah, I hadn't thought of that one. But this list of what they've missed will vary from person to person. And that's really why I wrote this series. I wanted to help caregivers think through the entire process and ensure that their loved one is best protected to the best of their ability. And part of me just doesn't understand why no one has thought to make this process easier. It seems like caregivers always have unanswered questions, and sometimes they don't even know the questions to ask because they don't even know what's out there and what's available. But it almost seems like this is almost a secret process, like nobody knows the whole picture or what all the different pieces are and can guide you through every single step of the way. So as the title implies, there's a lot of paralyzing overwhelm and fear that comes in with this process. And I really hope that as you've gone through this, I've helped to take away some of that, because I know I was overwhelmed almost to the point of being paralyzed because it's just so overwhelming and so much unknown, and it's just crazy. So I really hope that you found this series helpful and that I've been able to answer a lot of your questions. I also hope that the links and suggestions that I provided throughout the time has helped to answer your questions, but also has helped to lessen that fear and overwhelm factor. My greatest desire is to help as many people as possible. And the response from my blog leads me to believe that that has been the case and that you do appreciate this information, and I'm so grateful for that. So what's up next? Well, as I'm recording this, haven't quite decided what we're going to tackle next. I have a week or two to figure that out. Don't worry, I'll keep the content coming. But if you have any specific thoughts or suggestions, I would love to hear what they are. You can leave me a comment below, or you can leave me a comment over on my blog. You can find that at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This one originally posted in January of 2019. One of my major goals for this year is to take this information and go just a little bit deeper and create a course to help you complete all the steps in this process. I hope to have the first version out sometime this spring. You can find a link to that over on my website to get on the wait list. That will let you stay updated as the development progresses. So my question for you this week is this: have you found this series helpful? Have you completed any of these? And if so, how many? I'd love to hear what your experience has been. Again, you can leave me a comment below or over on my blog. I'd also appreciate it if you would share this with anybody you think would find it helpful. I'd love to help as many families as I can. Over on my website, you can sign up for my email list. This will give you all the pieces to this transition process, as well as new content as it's released. I do my best to only send out things that I think you'll find helpful, informational, and useful. So as I end, I am so grateful to finally have this major list of things completed, or at least almost completed. And I'm grateful once again that life is good, and there is never a dull moment.